Welcome back, friends. It is time for the Morning Mindset. Time for you and for me to get our minds aligned with the truth of God for this day. I want you to know that in this crazy world that's just spinning on around us, my wife, my daughter, my family, and I are praying for you. And if you have requests that you would like to have included in a podcast episode where the entire Morning Mindset audience prays for you and prays for the situations of your life, you can do that by submitting a prayer request to us. Go to carriegreen.com/prayer. You'll find that link in the description for this episode, and you can leave the details of your request or your praise concern there. We would be happy to pray for you together with the Morning Mindset family. Okay, today I want to wrap up this topic we've been speaking about. The fear of the Lord is how the Bible characterizes this topic. And I want to do so by looking at an example, a biblical example, of a person who feared the Lord and the extremes to which this can take you in your thinking. And this person, I think, is the biblical character who demonstrated for me what I would refer to as a worst-case scenario kind of faith. It's when you push your thinking to the extreme of what could happen in your circumstance to test yourself, to test your faith regarding how committed to the Lord you really are. And it's one of those questions that you ask yourself about, what if this happened? Would I still trust the Lord? And then give yourself a very honest answer. Now, obviously, nothing like this is going to actually, quote unquote, work in your life and work to strengthen your faith unless you're honest. Because you have to be honest, realizing you're being honest before God. God is the one who knows your heart. God is the one who understands what's really going on in the depths of your soul. And so it's important that you're honest. And so let me read the passage that I'm drawing this principle from, and then I'll explain to you what I mean by a worst-case scenario kind of faith. Okay, this is from the story of Job, who we referred to earlier. If you're not familiar with the story of Job, just real quickly, God himself pointed out Job to Satan and said, "Have you seen my servant Job, how upright and devout he is?" And Job said, "Yes, but if you allow bad things to happen to him, he will curse you. He will turn away from you." And so God gave Satan permission to do so. And he took away Job's children. He took away Job's riches. He caused Job himself to be sick. And Job, nevertheless, did not sin with his lips, the book of Job says. And he submitted to everything God had in store for his life, including this allowing of Satan to bring these hardships against Job. And so, Job, in the midst of a bunch of poor counselors who were trying to convince him that something about his situation was his fault, says this, and we find this in the book of Job, chapter number 13, verse number 15. Job says, "Though he slay me, I will hope in him." Now, those pronouns, he and him, refer to God. So Job pushed his thinking to the very extreme. And he said, even if God takes my life, I will hope in him. You see, Job understood there's something bigger going on, that God has a plan for his life that is bigger than he was able to see. And he pushed himself to the very brink of his own well-being and created a scenario where that brink, that difficulty, was God's doing. And he asked himself the question, will I still trust him then? Will I still hope in him? So, friends, I can't tell you how many times this has been beneficial to me when I've been in a hard situation. I just push my mind to the most far-reaching extreme I can think of and say, if God did this to me, if God allowed that, would I still trust him? And it's a good barometer, a good gauge for me to test my faith. And it actually winds up strengthening my faith by showing me where my heart really is. My friends, hold on out there. Keep praying. I'll talk to you again tomorrow.